Hello and welcome back to another wonderful day here at MSA. So glad to see you. Glad you could join us because this doesn't make sense, what we're going to talk about. All right, let's get in it. We all know that ever since there's been this huge explosion on the illegal immigrants coming into this country, that there's also been a housing crisis for them. So the illegals have found their own way to get some housing, some shelter, and they're doing it by squatting. Yep. Squatting. They're finding, vacant properties and planting themselves in there, and they're learning that our laws will protect them and they can stay there for a while. Don't take my word for it. We're gonna roll a clip in a second that's gonna show you a young man from Venezuela that's telling everyone how to do this. Okay, so before we get into that, let's just start with, if you're on YouTube, do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. We do get heavily censored on YouTube for the things that we say. So if you're watching us on Rumble, and we hope you are, hit the follow button. We really appreciate that. And on top of it, while you're watching our video, please hit the screen so that way we get the legitimate hit that you're watching the video. If you just let it roll up, you're not going to know. We don't get the credit for you watching it. And if we earn it, give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Now, back into this whole thing with the squatters. This is becoming across the nation. It's becoming a real thing. This isn't just made up. It's not happening in a couple places and all of a sudden it's hitting national news. It's real, okay? I believe they said in Atlanta they have over 1,200 cases of this going on right now. So, okay, imagine what's going on across the country. Now, squatters' rights. Look up the laws in your state, and they will tell you exactly what they can and cannot get away with. While you're doing that, hold up. Let's watch this clip for a second and see what this young man has to say about it. Plus, we have the folks from Redacted that are going to say a little bit about if what he's saying is legit or not. So just hang in there. We'll be right back.
And this has gone viral overnight, claiming that his friends have already taken over 7 houses and alerting other illegal immigrants do this in the United States.
Mi gente, he pensado invadir una casa en United States, ya que me enteré que existe una ley que dice que si una casa no está habitada, podemos expropiarla. Capichi, muchachos, aquí en United States también se aplica la de invasión de terreno. Y creo que ese será mi próximo negocio. Invadir casas abandonadas. Ya que me he buscado unos códigos con mis amigos africanos. Y me dijeron que ya llevan como 7 casas expropiadas. Y como dice el dicho, papi, hay que buscar la vuelta. Y la vuelta ahorita mismo es invadir casas. Ya que nos encontramos en situación de calle y es la única manera que tenemos para no vivir en la calle y no ser una carga pública. Capichi, la ley dice que las casas abandonadas, deterioradas y que esté en mal estado, podemos llegar y repararlas, vivir en ellas y si podemos venderlas, hasta pedir créditos con ellas. ¿Qué dicen ustedes?
Yeah, that's true. They teach you that in real estate school.
Right.
I have a real estate license.
You have a real estate license. This was taught. You can study this in where you got it in New Jersey specifically. But this is all over the United States.
Okay, so you saw this gentleman talking, right? Look, I don't know why he's so angry yelling into the camera. He's telling everybody how to go get free housing. He shouldn't be angry. He should be excited and happy, right? Because our laws are protecting them to do this, okay? It protects any squatter. It doesn't matter if you're illegal or not. Come on. Squatters' rights are squatters' rights. And why do we have squatters' rights in all the 50 states? It's so we don't have vigilante justice, okay? The squatter rights is solely so people don't violently try to get people out of properties. Because if you do, you get arrested, even though you own it, and they might be trespassing. That doesn't matter. You go forcefully try to get them out, and you will be arrested. I promise. Now, let's not go into that part of it, right? Let's get back into the squatters part of it. Squatters are protected all over the country. And people say, well, legally we can go after them and all that. Okay, and more money and more money and more money. And do you really think our court systems are moving very fast on any of this right now? Think about all the stories that you hear about people being prosecuted for other crimes. Now, how fast do you think they're going to move on squatter crimes, right? Okay, plus the sheriff or police that you call to come out there because you're upset that someone's in your home while you've been on vacation and they show up because you're gone and you try to get them out. Well, the police look at it as a landlord-tenant issue, if you didn't know that. So you can't just throw them out on the street. Now, if you want to live there with them, good luck. It all boils down to we have a serious immigration problem in this country. And now, on top of it, the Biden administration has passed the parole thing that comes from Venezuela and Haiti and Cuba and Nicaragua. Okay, so 30,000 more people can come here legally a month. Those numbers are going to get to be astronomical. And yes, they have to have sponsors and all of that. We're not getting into that. We're going to stick with the squatter part of it. But now you have those folks coming into the country. So basically what I'm getting at is this housing dilemma that we're running into. Notice that rents are going up and up and up, as well as because of inflation, the interest rates on buying a home have gotten really high, which means the market's going down. And there's going to be a lot more empty and vacant homes. Key word, empty and vacant homes, which if squatters get in there, it's A, not only tough to get them out, but B, I've done a lot of work over the course of my career on foreclosed homes. If you've ever gone into a home after it's been foreclosed on, normally squatters have gotten in there. The previous people that owned it never do this, but the squatters that get in there, they always damage. It's always damaged. They get in there and they destroy the cabinets, the doors, the trim. They don't ever clean anything. I mean, normally it's a temporary thing. They're only going to be there for a few months and they know it. And so they don't care what happens to the property. And then you have to deal with that because guess what? Your insurance doesn't cover that. Most of the time it doesn't. But I could be wrong. Facts check that. I would, just in case. Basically, what is this story all about? The story's all about the fact that not only do we have to deal with all these other issues that are coming up the closer and closer and closer we get to the election, but now you're starting to see the effects of where everybody said, oh, let's let all these folks come into the country, which is great. Having, people come into the country legally is great, but all the illegal people that are coming into the country, now they're running out of places to live, and so they're making their own way, which is not really good for us. Now, we're going to exit on this clip, and do me a favor, add some comments in there while you're watching the clip. Add some things in how you feel about this. Make sure you hit the follow button. We love seeing every single one of you come through and watch our videos, and we do care about you because we love everybody in America. Trust me, that's just who we are. Now, we're going to roll this clip. The clip's going to just show you basically what we're looking at the border and how this gentleman in Mexico, he's one of the politicians, is going to let you know about where the real crisis lies. So, anyway, take care. We love you, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Oh, unless you close it down, this is going to continue to flow into Biden's America.
Caught on camera the moment migrants made a run to the border. You can hear people cheering, whistling, and celebrating that they can see their end goal in sight, El Paso. You can hear migrants chanting, "We are united," and one migrant telling the cameras, quote, "We're not doing anything to you," end quote. Francisco Guarduño is the migration delegate on the Mexican side of the border, and he says migrants making their way to the southern border will always be an issue if the United States continue to allow their open border policy.
As long as the United States continues to open the doors of its border and exceptionally allow passage to some groups, families, minors, vulnerable people, it is a call for more migrants to come.
Over the last couple of weeks, migrants have been riding on top of freight trains from central to northern Mexico as they make their way to the southern border.